Welcome to MiSpot, where we balance, heal, and activate who we truly are. Tonight, we celebrate the full moon in Scorpio. If you're new here, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. You can call me High Key Kiki, and I am your guide through the darkness into the marvelous light. And we are using God's astrological creation to help us grow or be in flow with our divine destiny. So if you're a believer, you know that you are a child of the Most High, you're connected to the Most High, and the Most High has shown you that you are to have a life of health and wealth and peace and prosperity, then I'm your girl, okay? All right, so let's see. Let's go ahead and ground ourselves really quickly. Just take a moment to sit back and get comfortable, checking in with your spine. Making sure your spine is nice and straight. Deep breaths in through the nose. Long breaths out through the mouth. Continue to breathe in deep and slow release. And with every exhale, allow yourself to release all tension, tightness. With every exhale, you get more and more relaxed, just sinking into what's supporting you, allowing your facial expression to be soft and easy. Allow your tongue to fall to the bottom of your mouth. Allow your jawline to not be tight. And just allow that calming energy to run down over your crown, relaxing your facial muscles, releasing any tension in your neck, and allowing that energy to calm and soothe, relaxing your shoulders. Just bring your awareness to your heart space. Allow yourself to climb into your command chair, knowing that you are in full control of how you respond, no longer reacting, releasing the energy of reaction, and allowing ourselves to make room to respond. As you allow yourself to feel good and in control of your emotions, and allow that calming energy to run down into your solar plexus, allowing ourselves to feel motivated, energized, and ambitious, with drive, ready to take action. Very calm and in flow kind of action. Allow that calming energy to run down into your sacral, opening ourselves up to creativity, playfulness, and even allowing ourselves to release some childhood wounds connected to outdated emotional patterns, emotional wounds from our childhood that may have carried over into adulthood. And we ask for our sacred ancestors, guardian angels of divine love and healing light closest to the sun. We call all of our divine spirit team, guides, ascended masters to come in and support us as we ground, heal, and clear our energy this evening under the full moon in Scorpio, allowing us to release emotional wounds that no longer serve us or don't serve our best and highest good, and to make room for emotional stability, inner security, and just feeling really grounded, really stable, and very, very supported by the earth and our entire spirit team. And just allow your loving energy to run down into the earth, down into her warm red core, breaking through the surface of the earth. And just let your energy flow all the way down to the earth's core, this red crystal. Allow ourselves to feel connected to its radiance, its authenticity, and its warmth. And then allow your roots to wrap around that core, feeling that connection of support and warmth and love and freedom, transparency. And allow Mother Earth to just absorb any blockages that stop you from being in flow, stop us from embracing authenticity, releasing the things that make us feel as if we have to hide or put on a mask or not really be truthful to ourselves or those around us. And just allow yourself to let those things go. Relaxing your shoulders, relaxing your entire body, releasing all the energy that does not serve you. And allow Mother Earth to absorb it into her core, that she may alchemize and transmute all of our obstacles, challenges, frustrations into love, light, and divine blessings. We thank you, Mother Earth, for always being our source of grounding. It is done. You can slowly bring your awareness back to the room when you're ready by wiggling your toes or fluttering your fingers and slowly opening your eyes. right. I hope that felt wonderful. Yes, we have some people in the room. Okay, so tonight, like I said, we celebrate the full moon in Scorpio. Scorpio energy is rebirth. It is transformational. It represents the endings that create new beginnings or make room for new beginnings. So it's a very potent full moon that we're under right now, because full moons are all about releasing and allowing ourselves to clear out the crap so we can make room for what's really in alignment for us right now. Okay? So you could definitely be feeling like you're walking away from some things, but you may actually just be very present. So you're able to make real time decisions on what's serving you and what's not, or setting healthy boundaries so that we're able to love on ourselves, but love on others at a distance if we have to. And so there's definitely a feeling of detaching from certain things and just recognizing the change in ourselves and how we're elevating, how we are ascending, and what's no longer in alignment or what's no longer for our best and highest good. Yes, okay. Most emotional, intense full moon I've ever experienced. Oh my goodness. I'm sending you some love and some light. And I hope that whatever challenge that it feels like is ultimately going to be equal and greater growth. Okay? You know, our lessons create blessings, and our challenges are absolutely opportunities for us to grow, right? We don't grow from comfort. And so we definitely want to make sure that you are absolutely welcome. I know, but I say give gratitude, just be able to give thanks for, it could be the smallest things or the biggest things. But sometimes giving gratitude just allows us to just raise our vibration just a little bit, and it just allows us to kind of take it on the chin and roll with the punches to an extent. But definitely sending you love and light, and I appreciate you for being here. All right, so tonight we're going to, after that grounding, we're going to I'm going to talk a little bit about, so I was doing a series, or like a 6 week 6 ways to be recession proof, right? And so I think we're on week 5. And week 5 is oh my goodness, I have to go back and look. But we are basically allowing ourselves to connect to the energy of abundance, and just allowing ourselves to recognize that our inner world creates our outer world. And I'm a firm believer that we prosper as our souls prosper. So as we do our inner work, our outer world starts to show the work that we're doing. And I believe that when we're doing some of that heavy work, breaking childhood wounds or patterns, healing emotional patterns or wounds that no longer serve us, when we do that work, that's really showing faith. That's really when we actually, faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. So it's the thing that is within us that we can't see it tangibly, but we can see it visually. We can see it in our minds. We can probably feel it. It's like a vision. It's like something that you're supposed to be doing, right? It's like a dream, but a dream that's realistic, a dream that you can achieve. And so when we are actually sitting back and opening ourselves up to our challenges, that's the best way to exercise faith, right? That's the best way for us to exercise our our know-how, our intuition. Honestly, it's our intuitive abilities and our spiritual gifts that allow us to take things, head on and deal with things as they come. So we're going to talk, of course, about this moon. I'm going to also speak about the astrology and what's going on in the sky right now with the planets, and then we'll pull some cards and we'll wrap it up. Before I jump any further, I just want to run to my, I think I actually have it here. So we are healing money blocks. That's week 5, healing money blocks. And to heal money blocks means basically to heal unresolved energy around money, our relationship with money. Sometimes we can have a toxic relationship with money, right? So that's our week 5 of the 6 ways to be recession proof, spiritually and financially. And just to kind of help with healing money blocks, because when we have these unhealthy relationships with money, it can create stagnation in our lives, right? We can stay stuck. We can find ourselves in looping patterns. We can find ourselves living paycheck to paycheck. We don't have emergency funds. We don't have a savings. And those are the things that I'm here to help us release and break up the blockages and allow ourselves to connect to abundance and overflow. And it's not always about money, right? Health is wealth for sure, but I know that God also wants us to have wealth on earth as well, like tangible 3D wealth. Okay, it's all through scripture. And so a few of the ways that we can do that, of course, is through energy work. We can do it through hypnotherapy. But like I mentioned, some of the things that we can do to just start is really to just give gratitude. Give gratitude for the things that we have. Oftentimes when we give gratitude, it allows us to connect, like I said, to a higher vibration, to where we end up realizing that we don't really have too much to complain about, right? We realize that we have a lot to really be thankful for. And so when we are energetically aligned, then the opportunities just, they flow effortlessly. Spiritual and financial alignment is like true freedom. When we can truly be in our beings, but also be, fully present on earth as well. That's true freedom to me. Is to truly have that purpose, that fulfillment, that true alignment from the inside out. Okay, so of course, energy alignment is key, but we also have to have financial strategy. So that's what we are about over here. We believe that life is about balance. And so we're always making sure that we're doing the inner work and the outer work. That's why I focus a lot on the heart chakra. The heart chakra is a bridge between our upper and lower chakras. And so when we do the work, they're all equally important. But when we do the work there, it allows us to learn how to balance out loving ourselves and loving others. I hope I'm not losing my connection. And so I just wanted to say that, of course, spiritual and energetic alignment is absolutely key, but we definitely want to make sure we have financial strategy where we're doing practical things, real world things that align us with abundance as well. Okay. So if you need help with that, you can feel free to email me at booknow@myspot.healing.com. You can also DM me on Instagram. My Instagram should be linked in on my YouTube, but that's MiSpot Healing, MiSpot with an I, healing on Instagram, and you can send me a DM, and we can start to just kind of have a discovery call, and we can talk about how to heal blockages. We can talk about Reiki, or we can schedule a Reiki session. There's so many things that we offer, so I just wanted to make sure that I shared that. But if you're ready, to call in more abundance, you want to be financially resilient, you want to maybe create multiple streams of income, yeah, all the things when it comes to your prosperity, and you know that it's a true connection with the work, the inner work that you have to do, then you're in the right place. So reach out to me, email me, DM me, and we can coordinate a session and manifest wealth together. All right. So that's it for the healing money blocks. I think, I think that's it. So we'll jump over to the sky. So, of course, we have the moon or the sun in opposition with the moon, which really means that it's a full moon. And we also have a couple things going on. So let's see, over the weekend. So I hope all the mothers out there had a really blessed and lovely Mother's Day. And let's see, so on May 10th, Mercury moved into Taurus on the 10th. And then, yes, and then tonight we have the Scorpio full moon. Next week, the sun moves into Gemini on the 20th. And then we also have Saturn moving into Aries. Then Mercury will shift on the 25th into Gemini. And then we'll have the Gemini new moon on the 26th. So this month has kind of, at least to me, it's been kind of chill. I mean, we do have Pluto is in retrograde, and he'll be in retrograde, I think, for 5 months. So you could be feeling like with Pluto in retrograde, Pluto is a planet of transformation, tends to have a generational kind of shift, like causes like generational changes. And being in Pluto's in Aquarius, and Aquarius has an energy oftentimes of like very humanitarian. Like I always joke that Aquarius are like they're humanitarians, but they don't like people. Like an Aquarius can kind of go into their own little bubble. They can be isolated. They can isolate themselves. They can have a little rebellious spirit, and that can be a good thing in certain times. And so Pluto going into that retrograde is just allowing us to kind of reflect on some of the things that we might be rebellious on or may need to be rebellious with. It could be generational patterns. It could be childhood patterns. Ah, yes. So is it Pomona Rose? I'm an Aquarius with Pluto, with the Scorpio Pluto. Oh my goodness. Yes. Oh my goodness. Look at that connection. Look at that alignment. I love it. So with Pluto in retrograde, you definitely get that. So a lot of us could be healing, like I said, childhood wounds, some things that aren't even, energy is very subtle oftentimes. It doesn't always have to be super duper deep, although it can run very deep. Sometimes it can be very subtle. And like for instance, during my Ascension Academy, I had another, I call her my soul sisters, but we would do healing sessions on each other, whether it be Reiki, hypnotherapy, whatever. And she brought something to my attention regarding childhood wounds, and I was just sharing with her. I'm like, well, I don't think I have any like daddy wounds where like I don't hold anything against my parents for anything really. Like, my father wasn't there every day, but I had a relationship with him. I saw him when I wanted to, but my father was young. My parents were young. And so I didn't hold anything against my father as far as to give me at least what I thought would be like daddy wounds or, issues or whatever. And she brought something to my attention that I didn't think about. And she shared that, she said, well, you may not have had a daddy wound in that area. However, you might have had to grow up really fast as a little girl where you weren't able to really have some of the innocence as a child because you were kind of required to grow up kind of fast. And I received that. I really appreciated that because I was like, I didn't look at it from that perspective. And when I think about it, I'm an old soul. So I was always very wise when as a child, very, just very aware. And I've always been a great communicator and things like that. But it was like, to be honest, I was born into a family. My maternal grandma, I feel like her family or her bloodline was the most challenging. There was fighting in the family. There was molestation. There was just things that just weren't even incest. Not anything I had to experience directly, thankfully. But as a child, I had to learn what those things meant right away, like early on in life. I had to learn what those things meant and why they were wrong and how they were wrong. And I do think that that could have possibly, although it may have made me more aware and more knowledgeable, it could have possibly, robbed me a little bit of my childhood. I know that's a lot of information. However, those are the kind of things that I'm talking about where it's like you listen, you start to sit back and reflect on some of these generational wounds or patterns and things. And we may think of it as one way, but then there's actually another way to look at it where you realize like, wow, maybe if that wasn't something that I had to handle as a child or even process as a child, maybe there could have been more freedom there, or it maybe there what there just I'm sure something came from that. So that's that Pluto in retrograde Aquarian energy to me. It's just kind of one of those things where you start to like pull out some of these childhood wounds that very emotional, definitely emotional. I mean, Scorpio is a water sign, and I think a lot of us are awakening to the fact that we have these emotional wounds. Like I said, they don't have to be like super duper heavy, but there are some things that we could just probably do a little bit of focusing on or meditation on. And so I did share some affirmations on my Instagram today for each sign under this Scorpio full moon. And they are specific to your astrological house that Scorpio rules for you. I highly recommend looking at your rising sign, because our rising sign represents who we are growing into, like the new us, the elevated us, the ascended us, the new you, if you will. I don't know if I said that already, but those affirmations will hopefully help to balance and align us with the energy of this moon, of this full moon in Scorpio. So feel free to go take a look at those. I think they're the last post on my Instagram. And take a look and just be able to, you can say them out loud, you can meditate on them. But I think that they'll be helpful under this full moon. And definitely tell me how they resonate, okay? Your girl likes to get some feedback. All right, so that's what's going on with the planets. Mercury in Taurus right now, he'll be shifting into Gemini, where he actually rules, or that's home for him, on the 25th. And then, of course, the sun shifts into Gemini on the 20th. Saturn moves into Aries, and we'll talk more about that. And just to let you all know, I do these moon celebrations every week. Decided to go live tonight. I typically record them and then allow them to premiere. But with Mother's Day and all the things, I was like, you know what? We're just going to go live tonight. And I'm so glad I did. That's it for the planet. So what I will say right now, so just to give you a little more information, like I mentioned, Mercury is in Taurus until the 25th of this month. Venus is in Aries until June 6th. The sun, of course, in Taurus. The moon, of course, is in Scorpio. Mars is in Leo until June 17th. And Jupiter is in Gemini until June 9th. Saturn is in Pisces also until May 25th. So Saturn and Mercury will be shifting signs on the same day. So that's going to be a big deal. Uranus is in Taurus until April of next year, April 26th of 26. Neptune, the planets that are further out, the outer planets, they take longer to cycle or complete a transit around the sun. So they spend longer periods of time in each sign. Neptune has just shifted into Aries, I believe, last month, maybe. And he'll be there until March 23rd of 2039. Okay. Pluto will just shift it into Aquarius. So Pluto has the longest transit. He's not technically considered a planet anymore, but he definitely carries an energy. He's actually in retrograde, like I mentioned. Did I mention that? Yeah. But he'll be in Aquarius until March 9th of 2043. And like I mentioned, he'll be in retrograde for about 5 months. I think he comes out of retrograde maybe in October. I'll double check that. Okay. So just kind of putting some things out there in perspective, like with the energies that these planets carry, and then the signs that they're in. And then there's also the aspects. Like these things have so many layers. That's why oftentimes it's just good for us to just kind of, it's like we have so many things to focus on for ourselves. Like nobody has time to be worried about or just tripping all the time over what everybody else is doing. It's like we all have so much work that we could be doing for ourselves. So I share all these planets and their transits and where they are, because the energy of them, I believe that where everything is all connected, this is all a part of the plan, right? So everything has a purpose. And why not better align ourselves with the energies of these full moons, new moons, and the shiftings and transits and relationships of these planets to allow us to work through our own wounds, allow us to work through our own challenges. And it's been working great. I've been doing it for about 3 years now, and it's been working out fantastic. So, and if you need more information on, the energies of the planets and what some of the aspects mean, I also share those on my Instagram. Anything that you see in black is typically like an educational kind of post or reel. And anything you see in purple, I try to relate directly to the services of MiSpot. All right. So to go a little bit further, here are some strong aspects that are happening right now. Like I mentioned, the full moon. So this is a time we plant seeds of intention of what we want to see for the next 2 weeks, right? We want to release and what we want to allow room in for, or make room for, that we want to see over the next 2 weeks. But these full moon energies, this energy can play out for the next 6 months. Okay, we don't want to get like caught up on time. Although time is a real thing on Earth, time is not existent in energy and in spiritual realm. Okay, so try to disconnect or detach from any type of timing and just allow ourselves to be fully present and in flow. Don't allow depression to rob us of the present because we're too far in the past. Don't allow anxiety to rob us of the present because we're too far in the future. Let's just allow ourselves to truly have that gift of the present moment, because it's really the only moment that we have. Okay. So the moon, like I mentioned, the moon is in opposition to Uranus. And so that's like a conflict between our emotions and our insight, with the moon being in opposition to Uranus. Uranus is a planet of change, like sudden change, revolution kind of energy. And with it being in opposition to the moon, it could be like highlighting, like I mentioned, the conflict of our emotions versus like our intuition, or how we process or deal with change. Okay, so go easy on yourself if you're feeling any of that intensity. Mercury is also square to Pluto, who's in retrograde. And so it just kind of gives me the energy of like, think before you speak. And I saw this like acronym years ago. Think before you speak. THINK. Is it, oh crap. Is it truthful? I think. Is it truthful? Is it helpful? Is it inspiring? Is it necessary? And is it kind? So before we speak, we'll think, is it truthful? I hope we wouldn't say something that's not truthful. or thoughtful. Maybe it was thoughtful. Anyway, truthful, helpful, inspiring, necessary, or kind, and then we say it. Okay, so just it's an energy of transforming communication. So it could be a little difficult to communicate right now, maybe hard to find the words, or we may feel like with certain energies, certain spirits, certain people, if you will, trying to not look at it as people and look at it as spirits. We are battling against spirits, not people. Okay, and we're just in a place right now where we are learning how to better communicate. Um, and so it's definitely an energy of kind of like chill, maybe journal, maybe sit on it for 3 minutes, 3 hours, 3 days, 3 months if we have to, and so we can really get the words. Okay, Jupiter is in sextile to Chiron. So that's like a breakthrough healing. Jupiter is about expansion and growth. Like Jupiter kind of kicks the door in. And so this is a energy for me with that sextile. It's a very it's an energy that works for us. And so to me it says trust your insight. Okay, it's a good time to be trusting our insight while Jupiter is sextile with Chiron. And then Saturn is also in a sextile with Uranus. And that's like Saturn is that planet of karma, discipline, like limits, kind of, I guess, boundary like. And it just gives me like a energy of like a global need for breaking out of old patterns. Like I said, we're kind of busting loose out of these old like the things that get a rise out of us that are just outdated, and they get an emotional response out of us, and they just don't serve us at all. So it's like we're starting to see through the veil. We're starting to see beyond the surface and realizing that a lot of things is like just rah or a way to get an emotional rise out of us that kind of like distracts us. It's all just noise. And so it's like I said, that Saturn energy is kind of like a global energy. And being in that sextile to Uranus, it definitely gives an energy of we are breaking through old traditions or like rules that don't really serve us. You know what I mean? I'm a traditional girl for sure. However, I think that there are things that we could evolve, of course, from. So that's the energy of what I get with the aspects. Okay, so those are the strongest aspects in the sky right now. I hope that was beneficial. And I think that was it. That went fast. Did I talk about everything? I think I did. We talked about this. So now we can pull ourselves a lovely card. Let me just check and make sure I'm not forgetting anything. All right. I think I have done pretty well with the agenda. Please do me a favor. I appreciate the likes. And if you could comment, share, subscribe, that would be fantastic. I would appreciate you. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and pull a card from our Moonology deck. And I'm sure that this is going to confirm the energy, because that's what happens over here. We get all kinds of confirmations. Holy Spirit, ancestors of divine love and healing light, please protect us as we download the messages for our best and highest good. Anything that's not for our best and highest good, please close, shut, lock, and block that door. In the name above all names, amen. All right. Let's see what the Moonology has for us. Oh, there's one. A couple jumped out. I'm gonna, oh, look at this. Hold on. Let me just, okay. The end of a tough cycle approaches. Full moon in Capricorn. The end of a tough cycle approaches, and it's a full moon card. How about that? The bottom of the deck. Nothing is yet set in stone. Mutable moon. All right. So let's read the guidebook for the end of a tough cycle approaches. Full moon in Capricorn. Libra, Capricorn. Almost there. All right, 86. The end of a tough cycle approaches. Full moon in Capricorn. How hard are you willing to work for what you want? This card is reminding you that effort is required. Work issues may be about to come to a head when this card comes up. If you are wondering if you should stay in your job or leave, this card can be a strong sign to make an exit. The end of a rough time is forecast. This card also asks you to consider how ambitious you are and whether you're prepared to pull out all the stops to make your professional dreams come true without being ruthless. With a love question, this card can be a call to face reality. Whatever situation you're asking about, making a plan will help. If your personal life is troubled, prioritize it more. Attune to the moon. Release control and trust the universe. Additional meanings. A professional project may be ending now. Admit if you have been overly hard-headed or hard-nosed. Find a balance between your personal and private lives. It's time to stop fearing the worst. The teaching. The full moon in Capricorn has a very strong work ethic and energy, and will more than likely come up when you're asking about a professional question. If your question is about another matter, it will serve as a much needed reminder to move through any feelings of hopelessness you may have been feeling about your situation. And this applies no matter when you draw the card. Making a plan is a far better use of your time. So listen, we were just kind of talking about that with making the financial plan. Okay. So and that's something else I'll be doing. If you're interested, I'll be doing a Zoom call this Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern. We'll be doing a Zoom call because in order for us to add another stream of income to our portfolio, if you will, or just to add another source of income, we are investing in the stock market. Okay, and so on this Sunday, we'll be doing a Zoom call for anyone. If you already have a brokerage account, that would be fantastic. That means you'll be right on time. If you don't, let me know, and I can send a link to like a quick, I guess I could do a recording of how to set it up and just kind of give you an understanding of what the market is, and just kind of answering some of those simple elementary questions that we may not always have all the exact answers to, and then telling you, my experience with the brokerage accounts that I have set up. Okay, so let me know if you need that. But if you have a brokerage account already and you are investing or want to invest more or be a part of a group, let me know, and I will send you the link for the Zoom call this Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Okay, so making a financial plan. We are healing money blocks. All right, so we got the end of a tough cycle approaches. All right, let's also do a soul's journey card. I really, 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 really like these cards. And then we'll do a Rumi and an angel number, and we'll wrap it up. So we can release, any type of hostility, or if there's has been hostile energy around you. I know this sounds kind of random, but there's it's like you're recognizing that energy very quickly, and you it's like we know better. When you know better, you do better, right? So if you are coming in contact with energy that is, or spirits that are not in alignment with you, or not on the same frequency or vibration, when you feel that misalignment, that discomfort, it could also feel like a little bit of anxiousness or a tightening. Even sometimes we may even like hold our breaths or hold your butt cheeks tight when you're kind of tense. But you may be starting to realize how you respond to energy that's not in alignment with you, and you're making better decisions for yourself to like either set boundaries or to remove yourself from that energy. So kudos to you if you're resonating with that. But there's definitely an energy, like I said, we've been healing so many wounds that like I said, opening ourselves up under this full moon in Scorpio is really allowing us to, all of the emotions that just don't work, or they just, it ain't it, it's not serving our best and highest good. It's like we can quickly tap back into, our own rest and rejuvenation, where we can quickly check back into our own tempo and just kind of get back on our own path. Okay. And I hope that resonates. And if it doesn't, I hope that it will. And I pray that you find some relief, and also understand, like Alina says. So I use this Oraline astrology planner that I got from Elena Aline, or Elena Brown. She's on YouTube, and I really really like that book. It's fantastic. But just, well, not but just the kind of, she always says she says life is about the journey, not the destination. So go easy on yourself. Okay. So it's all about the journey. It's about the path. All right. That's that being present. Okay. Let's see what the soul's journey has for us. Ooh, yes. What we got? Purpose. I know what I am here to do. Ooh, I'm excited. Yes. And I only got one. Thank you. Sometimes like 6 flip out. Look at this. Discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. That's that Saturn energy. Saturn is that planet of discipline. Like Saturn will come through and whip you into shape, okay? Whether you want to or not. Okay, let's read purpose. I know what I am here to do. I love that. Thank you, Holy Spirit. I know what I am here to do. Purpose. All right. You have chosen to reincarnate on Earth for one major goal: to express love in all that you do. The obstacles of this physical dimension can distract you from that goal, and it's easy to lose your way. Life on Earth is full of obligations that require your conscious attention, but that doesn't mean you can't infuse all of your decisions with caring and compassion. Your purpose in life is not your career. Rather, your career is guided by your purpose. What activities speak to your soul? What brings you joy? This is the direction your soul is calling you toward to best convey your own unique expression of love and make a contribution to the world. If you are not happy with your current circumstances, then that is your soul telling you there is a better way to manifest your own distinct gifts. Listen to your intuition. It is your connection to spirit and the voice of your soul. I'm smiling because we touched on this. We touched on, trusting our intuition. We touched on, aligning ourselves with abundance and purpose, like allowing everything to be balanced and activated within so that it comes without, like our inner world creates our outer world. And yeah, so that's great. I also touched on like our spiritual gifts and how we are like honing in more on our own gifts and really trusting what our gifts are giving us. And like I said, one of those things could be just you have better discernment now. You know, we are actually called to make judgments. What, you know, it's okay to judge righteously. It's a place, it speaks from a place of wisdom. That's what discernment is. It's judging righteously. Okay, not to make anyone feel bad or you know, I guess not to condemn anyone, but more so to understand. Okay, we're going to do a Rumi card. Now these Rumi messages can get a little lengthy, and then we'll do some angel numbers, and then we'll wrap it up. All right. These cards kind of have a hard time coming out. Come on, can I get one? There we go. Commitment, number 31. It's like a lady like floating through the sky. I don't know if that's the sun behind her, but commitment. It gives me like commitment to yourself. And then on the bottom of the deck is the cloak of Christ, number 4. So heavy angel protection with that card. What was on the bottom of it? Oh, we got discipline. That probably was a really good one to read too, but okay. Commitment, number 31, breaking down to another 4. So heavy angel protection, that could be something that we could thank our angels for, is their protection, or just our divine spirit teams, our ancestors, our ascended masters, guardian angels, those who show us the way, those who show us and lead us to the light. We can thank them for their protection. All right. Commitment, bear with me because these are a little lengthy. The awakened heart is like a lantern. Keep it sheltered from the turbulence of the winds of desire. Rumi. We are candles lit by the one great flame. The breath of life does not extinguish us. On the contrary, it only serves our flame to blaze brighter. Here in the temple of one love, there is no flickering or smoke to our flame. We are natural in our purpose, simply to bring the warmth and light of love to life. We dance, though we are stillness. We are on fire, though we do not burn. There is a flame that must be safeguarded in truth. It can never be extinguished. It is the light that never goes out. Even with such enduring power, our recognition and respect of this flame is essential to human development. This flame is holy and lies within each human heart. When the flame is recognized for its worth, it ceases to flicker and smoke, becoming very still. In the stillness, the light can fulfill its destiny to shine brightly so as to reveal every path, absolutely clear and without wavering in the fluctuations of fear and attachment. Desire does not have to be a hindrance on the path. It can show us our passions and help us find our purpose. However, the attachment that can come with desire, the belief that it can be sated only with one particular person, one set of circumstances, can cause us to stop looking at what the light is revealing to us. The way forward on our path in the here and now, and instead try to forcibly conjure the shadows to become what we imagine they should be. When we stop seeing life as it is, showing up for us every moment and engaging with it as it is, we can become careless with the light of the heart. Our huffing and puffing to force what does not need to be forced can cause the heart light to flicker and waver. This can make our ways seem uncertain, and doubts can crowd in upon us as the light is compromised in its purpose. We forget to trust in what is because we get caught up in attachment and fears surrounding our desires. Rather than letting life move us, we try to move life. There is a way forward on your life path that needs to be seen by you now. It will be helpful for you to have that clarity and that certainty. You might have already caught a glimpse of it, but be doubting your vision or yourself. This oracle comes to you as a reminder to you, don't doubt. What you are feeling deep within the passionate love of your heart light is true. It is real. You are being led into it by the progress of life itself. You must trust in this, even if it seems at times as though you are being led away from the vision. Life operates according to a genius that is beyond a linear approach. It is to be trusted rather than understood. There is enough challenge in the personal transformation being asked of you to simply take the steps. That is more than enough. You do not have to also create or control the terrain, nor determine the map for the journey. You simply need to take each step that presents itself to you in each moment. Don't let fear that your desire won't manifest because you try to bend life to your will. It is an unnecessary battle and one that will not serve your soul here. Instead, just show up, be present. Attend to what is before you in each moment and trust yourself. Let the light of your heart take you into serenity that will bring you the balm of a solid core of comfort. While the world shifts and changes according to the workings of divine will. As you move along your life journey step by step, that divine will is moving you too, shining one into fulfillment of your destiny. Life is not working at cross purposes with you. Far from it. It is a co-conspirator with your heart. Come back to the stillness of the love within and know your heart light to be what it is, reliable and true, showing you the way even now in peace and stillness. That was beautiful. I was talking about the heart. I was talking about being in the present moment. I told y'all, listen, we don't do nothing but confirmations over here. That was beautiful. Okay, one more, some angel messages, angel numbers, and then we will wrap it up. That was cool. Oh, that was so nice. Thank you, Rumi. Okay, speaking of Rumi, have y'all seen Beyonce's daughter, Rumi? She's so cute. I like her little personality. She just stands on stage and just waves and smiles. I think that's so cute. I just love that she seems so open. I don't know. She might be out there pop locking and dropping soon too. But I think she's so cute out there. She looks just like Blue. All right, let's see what angel numbers we got. Ooh, something flipped over. 1001. I'll read that in a second. And let's see if we get something else. Okay, we are quick tonight. Bottom of the deck, 1919. I'll read that one for you. All right, 1001. Spiritual awakening, new beginnings, personal development, prioritizing creativity, and heading in the right direction. Hallelujah. A new phase in a religious or spiritual quest. You're going through a spiritual awakening, which can feel like the dark night of the soul. You're on the path to enlightenment, and this too shall pass. All right, spiritual awakening, 1001. And then on the bottom of the deck, 1919, cycles. Karma, warning, judgment, influence, power, cycles, changes, rebirth. That's that Scorpio energy. Karma will be paying you a visit. Release the need to control because you cannot force things. Learn your lessons so that they don't repeat in the future. Make some space for new experiences. Come on now. So, karma can come to us. I guess they call it dharma, but you got good and, not so good. But we were talking about, the Rumi card was talking about releasing control, being in the present moment, not forcing things. Okay. We want to be in flow. All right. I hope that resonates for you all. But make sure that we learn the lessons, because the lessons, when we apply them, they create blessings. Okay. Take it from me, please. And we are definitely here under this full moon in Scorpio to allow in new experiences. We clear out the old and we make room for the new. Okay. Endings create new beginnings. So don't be afraid of change. Change is one of the things in life that's inevitable. And so we just can be present and be in flow and give gratitude. All right. Always go within so you never go without. I love you, but God loves you more. And over here, we stay connected to the one that sits high, looks low, and sees everything. And I thank you for being here. God bless you and good night.